We are halfway through the year now, and these two flagships are a little late to reach our laps. The HTC 10 has received a major hardware and design overhaul, while Xiaomi continues to offer the most modern performance hardware in the Mi 5 with an affordable price tag. So in today's video, we're going to find out how these two devices fare in my 1-week test. Can the Mi 5 shame the HTC 10 in terms of price and performance? And what does HTC's flagship have to shadow the Mi 5? Let's find out. HTC and Xiaomi have been making smartphones with great design and premium materials for a while now. The former has once influenced and led iconic smartphone designs and has continued to embrace the all-metal unibody design, which makes the 10 a real attention seeker, especially the thick chamfers, which HTC has done to make it look different from the rest. While the front-facing boom sound speaker grills we are familiar with no longer exist this time, HTC has now managed to fit in two loudspeakers, one at the speakerphone while the other at the bottom. The front face is clean and HTC no longer has its branding printed below the display. On the other hand, the Mi 5 continues to embrace the Mi Note's design and features a curved Gorilla Glass 4 back. What I really love is the incredibly thin bezels across its 5.15-inch display. This makes the phone a lot more compact than the HTC 10, and it's easier to reach the entire screen estate. In fact, the Mi 5 is a lot more lighter and slimmer than the HTC 10. It weighs 129 grams and measures 7.3mm thin, while the HTC 10 is rather hefty at 161 grams and measures 9mm of thickness. On paper, the HTC 10 and Mi 5 are powerful smartphones, but they do have some major differences in specs even though they are using Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 SoC. In this case, the HTC 10's SoC has a faster clock speed, 4GB of RAM, and a slightly larger 5.2-inch Quad HD resolution Super LCD5 display. Even though the HTC 10 may have a higher resolution display, you really can't notice the difference between these two devices. On the other hand, the Mi 5's display offers better readability at bright outdoors due to its sunlight display tag. Both devices offer 32GB of built-in storage, however you can't expand storage via a micro SD card on the Mi 5. It fortunately accepts 2nm SIM cards, which isn't available on the HTC 10. Otherwise, they both have the same 3000 mAh battery with Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0 support and charges via a Type-C USB port. I have used both devices actively as my daily driver for this comparison. Both smartphones deliver a fairly snappy user experience despite having slight differences in performance, but they still get a little warm when used for extended periods. The HTC 10 and Mi 5 runs Android Marshmallow out of the box, and for those who prefer a near stock Android experience, you'll definitely want to go for the HTC 10. While you may still notice a lot of HTC's UI elements throughout the experience, the phone has no bloatware at all, and even uses stock Android apps for doing certain tasks. For instance, Google Photos is now used for viewing photos and videos instead of HTC's Gallery app. Google Calendar has replaced HTC's Calendar app for setting appointments, while Google Play Music does music playback by default. The Mi 5 software, on the other hand, features a number of overwhelming features, some of which hardcore Mi fans and power users will really like. Though the lack of an app drawer can make the home screen a lot more messy as you increase the number of apps, you can easily resolve that by installing a third-party launcher. The HTC 10 and Mi 5 have front-mounted fingerprint scanners. I personally like how the HTC 10 unlocks without pressing any buttons. However, the Mi 5's fingerprint scanner has a better detection accuracy and unlocks slightly faster than the former. It also allows you to do more such as locking your apps and files, which is a lot more useful than what HTC has to offer. I've used both the HTC 10 and Mi 5 for music, and suffice to say, the HTC 10 takes the crown when it comes to audio playback quality. While the loudspeakers don't sound as good as its predecessors, they're still way better than other smartphones. The phone's built-in audio amplifier takes audio quality to the next level on earphones. It delivers a brighter sound output with a thumping clear bass frequency. The Mi 5 delivers decent sound quality over earphones, but its loudspeaker is rather underwhelming. Both the HTC 10 and Mi 5 sports extremely capable optical stabilized cameras that takes 12 and 16 megapixel photos respectively. The HTC 10's camera specs, however, is far superior to the Mi 5's camera despite having a lower megapixel count. It has a f1.8 aperture, a 1/2.3-inch sensor size, a 1.55 micron pixel size, and laser autofocus. In real-world usage, the HTC 10's camera has a more natural color reproduction that is close to the actual scene, while the Mi 5's camera produces saturated colors with a little reddish tint. They both generally do well in low-light photography as noise levels are well controlled with very minimal loss of detail. Things, however, start to differ when it comes to taking videos. The HTC 10's stabilization is better than the Mi 5's, while audio recording also sounds great.
A 12 megapixel ultra pixel 2 camera that has OIS on board. It's a really nice camera and I really like the video stabilization, as you can see.
The HTC 10 and Mi 5's front cameras takes 5 and 4 megapixel photos respectively. The former once again is superior in hardware and offers OIS and a fast f1.8 aperture. However, the Mi 5 takes better front-facing photos with sharper detail in low light and a wider angle as well. But if you like to take videos with the front camera, then HTC's optical stabilization hardware will definitely win you over with better audio recording as well.
So video stabilization so far is really good. I can see the screen that my image is not so shaky.
Battery life on both the HTC 10 and Mi 5 is decent. The Mi 5's battery lasts longer than the HTC 10 due to its lower screen resolution and slower SoC. However, the HTC 10's fully charged battery is still able to deliver a full working day with a 3-hour on-screen time. Since the HTC 10 has a higher performance hardware, naturally it fetches better scores in benchmarks against the Mi 5. It is also good to note that Xiaomi also has a higher spec Mi 5 Pro which will be able to match the HTC 10's performance, but unfortunately, it is not so here. At the end of the day, the HTC 10 and Xiaomi Mi 5 are great performing smartphones with its own pros and cons. The HTC 10 may have a better all-rounder hardware package, but you'll have to fork out 27.99 ringgit for it. While on the other hand, the Mi 5 standard edition we have right here costs a mere 15.49 ringgit, which is about 80% cheaper if you are willing to live with compromises, such as a lower resolution display, non-expandable storage, less impressive audio playback quality, and a less premium looking design. Otherwise, you can't go wrong with either of these two devices, and if you really have cash to spend, I would highly recommend buying the HTC 10. Hey guys, thanks for watching this comparison video and I hope that you have enjoyed it. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel for more upcoming videos and follow us on social media on KLGadgetGuy. Otherwise, you can also follow me on Instagram or Twitter @TheWarrenLee. Once again, I'm Warren for KLGadgetTV and I'll see you in our next one.